Toby Keith. Steve, that was perfect. I didn't know you got a red Solo cups. There you go.
Right on cue there. Right on cue.
Those of you that don't know, Toby Keith passed away yesterday. And so when I read about that this morning, I was like, oh man, I want to play some of his music. I just love music, y'all. So, Crystal, let's start this morning. I'm excited. Good morning.
Well, I was just going to say to all of you who don't care for country music, Carrie had full control. So let the record reflect. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I don't mind taking full control. They can tell when I talk, they know what I've listened to. Okay.
Oh man, that was excellent. Listen, if you guys weren't on last night's Miracle Workers team call, you missed out. It was incredible. Carrie, thank you so much for lining that up. Terry was just absolutely amazing. He's a gem. So I really appreciate that. She had asked us not to take notes, and the whole time I was like, I need, and I didn't take a single note. I was very much plugged in. It was absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved it. I'm so happy to see you guys on here. I'm not going to talk long this morning. Actually, I'm going to get right to it because I know that our speaker has a lot to share with you today. Like I put up in the post, if you can give us about 90 minutes today, we don't know that we're going to take up the entire amount, but just to pre-warn you, we may go over a little bit. We're still recording, so don't worry if you have to jump off at the normal time. You'll still be able to jump back in and watch the recording later. My name's Crystal Green. For those of you who don't know me, managing director here with Super Patch. I've been here for about 10 months. Absolutely love it. And we do these miracle moments every Tuesday and Thursday. Wow, they're still piling in. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. Central. And today I'm really excited. Sorry, I'm just admitting some people in here. Today I'm really excited for our speaker. I've been asking him since before he even joined. So before he even officially was here with Super Patch, I was like, you got to come on Miracle Workers. And he said, you know what? Let me get director first. And when he got director, he said, you know what? I got to get another director first. And so I'm really, really excited for this. I hope that you have your note-taking essentials handy for this one. I've got KISS Coach, keeping it super simple in network marketing and communication and leadership. I'm still admitting people in here. He's been in the profession here, full-time, part-time, spare time since 1978. He's built nice-sized teams in multiple companies. He's a top speaker, top trainer in multiple companies. He's authored 2 books in network marketing. He came to Super Patch in January, officially January 1st, got right to work. And I'm going to tell you what, he not only secured his director promotion in just 18 days, you guys, but he reached back down into his team and he promoted another director in his team in just 31 days. And that's not even listing the countless amounts. Yeah, you guys give him a hand applause. That's not even listing the countless amount of people within his organization that have promoted since and are really running. He leads by example, okay? He has helped his team by plugging them in. He's provided immaculate coaching and teaching them how to duplicate the system we know works, which is why he's building a team of leaders that build leaders. Without further ado, I'm not going to keep on hyping him up because he's going to do it for himself. The one, the only, his coach, Mark Jackson. I hope that did you justice, Mark, because I've been waiting a whole month to say that. So go ahead and unplug or unmute, excuse me. Oh, I got to get you unmuted there.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I was still muted, but yeah, I know you've been practicing that too. So great. But thank you so much, guys. We're gonna have some fun today. But first of all, I got to give it back to Crystal Green because she has helped me out so much. I helped out everybody, right? But she has helped me out so much. She's my go-to person. Even last night, I had her on a 3-way with a prospect and everything, and she's just so detailed and gets right to the point. I love to the point people, and she gets right to the point. And we were in the call, off the call. So I just want to thank you for everything you've done. You're answering all my questions that I have on different things. So thank you so much for your leadership and all the other leaders, Steve and Carrie and everybody that's helped us grow. We're going to get right to it, everybody. But before I do, I want to explain to you, some of you are probably wondering, what is this KISS all about, right? What is this KISS coach? Why is he, everybody calls himself Coach something, right? Coach Hellum or Coach Steve or Coach Bob or whatever. But I decided to go with Kiss Coach. And there's an interesting story behind that. Do you all remember Periscope when that Periscope app was out back in 2015? Anybody remember? Y'all don't remember Periscope? Okay. Anyway, it was like an app where kind of like a WhatsApp had a video and you can, communicate with people all over the world. And there was someone training on that app, and she was talking about the letters that are the best branded letters in the country to market, to advertise. And before I saw her training, I had come up with Kiss Coach because I didn't want to be called Coach something because everybody's Coach something. And so she heard me, says, "What's your brand?" I said, "I want to go with Kiss Coach." And she said, "Excellent." She said, do you know what letter is the #1 marketing letter in the world in advertising? This is back in 2015. And I was like, "No, I have no clue." She said, "It's the letter K." And I was like, "What?" So she said that is the perfect brand to go with. So KISS, for those of you that don't know, it means keeping it super simple. Some people say keep it simple. What is it? Keep it simple, stupid, but I don't want to call people stupid. So it's keeping it super simple. And it's amazing because the way my brain works, guys, I like working with the average John, Joe, and Mary, so to speak. You got all these superstars out here that do phenomenal things. I look up to them, I'm mentored by them. But let's be honest, most people are still trying to figure it out, right? That's the average John, Joe, and Mary out there. And I said, there's got to be a simple way that people can learn like a 6-year-old, right? That's how I got through nursing school. I had acronyms for everything when I got through nursing school. I was a CD student in high school. I still don't know how I got through nursing school, but I kept it super simple. So what I'm going to do now is you guys are going to be taking a lot of notes, but don't miss anything while you're taking notes. I'm going to do what I call a trilogy training. I've done this in a couple other companies, and a trilogy training is 3 trainings in one. Sometimes you can train on one thing and maybe 50% of the group will enjoy it, and the other 50% say, "Well, I could have did without that one," right? and so, and then vice versa, right? So what I came up with in a previous company was a trilogy. I do 3 trainings in one. So I know I touch everybody with at least one of them, okay? So we're going to do that today. I hope you all enjoy it. The other companies absolutely loved it. And I said, I'm going to give you guys my best, the very best I got on the first shot. So trust me, it won't get any better than this one. It can only go downhill for me from here. Okay. Okay. So to start the trilogy training off, everybody, I want to talk about the #1 most important thing in your business. All right. Anybody have any idea? The #1. I know y'all thinking, oh, it must be personal growth, or it must be prospecting, or it must be this, or it must be that. But honestly, the most important thing in your business is exposure. If nobody knows you're in business, guess what? You ain't in business. Okay. You're not in business. All right. Exposure is the most important thing. Get good at exposing, get good at letting people know that you got a store, right? You got a store. I talked to Steve the other day and we were talking about run your business like a store, right? Because you got to count money coming in. You count the register when you open, you count the register after lunch, you count the register before you close. You got to treat it like a store. But you got to know how to expose. All right. Nobody knows you're in business if you don't expose yourself. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, and we've seen millions of trainers, well, maybe not millions, but hundreds of trainings, okay, on how to expose your business. With social media, guys, there's so many different ways. And I'm going to be honest with you. There's no right way and no wrong way. There's a preferred way, the way that works best for you. Okay. There's no right or wrong way. I hear some people, and I get on lots of trainings, y'all, because I want to learn from everybody. And I hear some people that say, don't put your product or service or whatever out there. Don't do it that way, or attract people to you. Then I hear other people like Grant Cardone. He's like, hey, if people don't know you, people can't flow you, right? And so it's whatever your style is. Some people are more shy. Some people are more outgoing, introverts, extroverts. But the thing is, right, please write this down. Try a little bit of everything. Try a little bit of everything. Even those things you think might not work for you, sometimes you'll be surprised. You're like, whoa, where'd that come from? Okay. Try a little bit of everything, dot, 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 and double down on what works for you. Try a little bit of everything, but double down on what works for you. What works for me? You guys have seen me on Facebook Live, right? I do Facebook Lives all the time. I've probably done between Facebook, Periscope, Instagram. What else is out there? All the other ones, 4 or 5 thousand lives. That's my thing, right? 4 or 5. I'm no kidding. 4 or 5 thousand lives. But here's the thing: that may not be for you, right? But do a little bit of everything and find out what works for you. I come from the Grant Cardone. That's what I like. I put myself out there. And when you put yourself out there, you're going to get criticized. People are not going to like you. You're going to get some hate, but I welcome that because that's me. That's what works for me. And you'd be surprised how many people say, hey, how do you get started? Hey, what's this super patch thing about? Hey, but the other style, where you don't mention the company and so forth, that may work better for you. So choose your way. Do a little bit of everything, but double down. Now, here's the most important thing of exposure. Whatever you do, have fun. Have fun. Guys, I have been on Facebook Lives talking about business, driving the car, going shopping, pulling up at Food Lion. And, I'm trying to park in this tight parking spot. And I got the phone in my left hand, the steering wheel in my right hand. I'm looking back, making sure I don't hit cars. Had the phone camera going right up my nose. When I got parked, I looked back and I said, "Oh my God, y'all looking straight up my nostrils." I hope I didn't have any boogers, right? I mean, you got to relax and have fun. Don't, you ain't got to put all your makeup on, get all your hair right and everything. There's times that I do Facebook Lives because I want to market Kiss Coach, look, you got to sell yourself. Whatever your brand is, you're selling you first. Some people like my craziness. Some people might be ew, boogers up your nose. I'm never gonna watch him again. Well, guess what? I'll lose that customer. I give him the Carrie. I give him the, I give him the Sandra. They can have that customer. It's enough to go around. But you got to figure out what is your exposure technique. Try a little bit of everything. Now, here's the thing. In my first book, Keeping It Super Simple Network Marketing, What You're Not Taught from Stage, I talk about a super simple technique to have fun. And I have a chapter in that book called Do It in Threes. Now, you guys are probably thinking, what does it mean, do it in threes? Okay. Here's the thing. I've learned, Steve, over decades and decades, just like you, Steve, we started about the same time. Well, maybe I might start a little sooner, but 78, right? but here's the thing. Anybody ever heard of the 10 penny man? Let's start there. Some of y'all gonna laugh. Everybody's heard it. Steve, I know you've heard the 10 penny man. I know Carrie's heard the 10 penny man. Sandra, you've been around a while. 10 penny man, right? Who's the 10 penny man? The 10 penny man, every network marketing company, there's a guy or a gal that got on stage and said, what? The way I got my business going is I put 10 pennies in my right pocket, and every time I talk to somebody, I move the penny out of my right pocket and put it in my left pocket. Now, y'all raise your hand if you've heard that. Every company had a 10 penny man. Now, I don't even know where it originated because everybody has a 10 penny man. Now, I tried that. Raise your hand if you tried that because you heard it on stage, right? Oh, that must be the magic formula. I did the 10 penny thing, but here's the thing. It never lasts. I'm a big believer in consistency, right? It never lasts because most people don't have the you-know-whats to talk to 10 people every day. They might start off that way. Oh, Carrie, I'm doing accountability, Carrie. I'm going to talk to 10 people a day for 5 days, right? They do it for about 2 or 3 days. Then they realize what? The level of difficulty. Now, it's a little easier now with social media, because back in the 80s and 90s, we couldn't just reach out and tag people and, reach out and touch people on Facebook or MySpace or whatever, right? It's a little simpler now, but still it's challenging. I came up with a phrase. Everyone, to get to my next point. And that is, it is better to be consistent with a smaller, more manageable number than to be inconsistent with a big number. It's better to be consistent with a smaller number than to be inconsistent with the big number. Now, I learned this from experience because I tried to do the 10 pennies. It lasted about 2 days. One day I pushed myself because I really wanted to hit a rank in a company, and I peaked, not P-E-A-K, but P-I-Q, the peak and pass, right? The peak interest, okay? I peaked 50 people a day for 3 days, well, 2 days in a row. I got tired and only did 25 the third day. And then after about the fourth day, I was pretty much back to my 3 people a day, right? But it was fun to push myself to that limit and expose my opportunity, right? But the thing is, I learned that when I mentor and help the average John, Joe, and Mary, because most people don't have success in network marketing. Let's be for real. Most people don't have success. I did a Facebook Live yesterday where I talked about most people in network marketing have never seen a 1099 from their company. Right? Right? They've never seen a 1099. All right. And I'm not trying to share the bad side of network marketing, but let's be real. The most people don't look, the IRS says you have to earn $600 to get a 1099 from your network marketing company. And most people have never seen a 1099. So most people have never made what? 600 blooming dollars in a calendar year. In a calendar year. So when I look at the average John, Joe, and Mary, keeping it super simple makes sense. Let's take those baby steps to success, right? Baby steps don't mean slow steps, because I've seen babies start walking at 7 months. Okay, the baby steps don't mean slow steps. Okay, it can be quick baby steps. All right, so do it in threes. Have fun. So what do I mean? When you go out, you don't have to go out to do it. You do it while you're out. But the thing is, when you set your goal, why not do 3 people at a time? See, 3 is the magic number. Another nugget. 3 is the magic number in network marketing. It's the magic number across the board in every company. But have fun. Today, I'm going to talk to 3 bald-headed men. Today, I'm going to talk to 3 pregnant ladies. Today, I'm going to talk to 3 Hispanics. Today, I'm going to talk to 3 college students. Today, on Facebook, I'm going to reach out to 3 retired ladies. I'm going to reach out to 3 people that drive a BMW. Y'all get the point? You're going to have fun with it. And when I taught this technique to my team in another company, my numbers went up. Everybody's number went up because the pressure was off. Now they didn't have to do what the 10-penny man said to do. They said, I can have some success while I work my full-time job, while I do my daily activities, my family time, and everything else. I can still have success in threes. And there's no way you can't have success. Anybody can reach out to 3 people. All right? Anybody can reach out to 3 people. But here's the thing. If you do 3 people when it's not even lunchtime, right? Push yourself a little bit more. Don't say, I'm going to do 1 more. Now you got to do 3 more. Right? So you still did it in threes, but now you have a total of 6 people. Now remember, within 24 hours, you're following up and you're also doing a brand new 3 people. So that's what exposure, guys. It's a simple way to have fun. So for those of you that are struggling, take the pressure off yourself. Do it in threes, have fun, do everything to see what works for you. Do a little bit of everything and what? Double down. And it may take you some time to do a little bit of everything. You might say, well, Mark, I'm not that good on messaging people on Facebook. Well, that's okay. But do it anyway, along with what you're good at, okay? And so that's my training, everybody, on exposure, on how to have fun, keep it super simple, and get your business going, have fun with it, don't stress over it, because we shouldn't be stressing over our business, right? We should not be stressing over our business. All right, so that's the end of the trip. Now, if you have any questions on the exposure, the first part of Trilogy, jot your questions down because we're going to answer all those questions at the end. All right. So that concludes Trilogy. Are you ready for number 2? Y'all ready for number 2? All right, here we go. A little bit better. That's the title of number 2. A little bit better. Now, what's that mean? Now, when you see folks like Steve, Carrie, Crystal, myself, other leaders on here that's been on stage in front of thousands of people, looks like we don't even get nervous and all, right? And you're like, yeah, right. And you're like, I could never do that. Oh, that's for them. I'll just sit back in the background. I could never do that. Well, here's the thing. The reason why is because this is what they teach us in school. This is what they teach us in college. You all ready? This is what they teach you. They teach you, I know when I was in school, remember I told you I was a C student, right? At best. And when I was in high school. And anything that you were bad at, that's what we stressed over, right? Oh, I got to get better at math. I can't learn this algebra, right? This trigonometry. And you go crazy with it. And we were conditioned from people in the educational system and otherwise that whatever you're bad at, you better hurry up and get good. You need to catch up. You're behind. You need to focus, right? And so we take that, what's been beat into our heads, we take that to the network marketing community, into the network marketing industry. And you think you got to be a Steve Schultz to have success. You think you got to be a Carey. You think you got to be anybody else. You think you don't. Here's the thing. Here's the secret. Y'all going to love this. Whatever it is that you're good at, get a little bit better. And whatever it is you suck at, don't write sucks, right? Whatever it is you're bad at, just get a little bit better. Now, I don't know if you all have ever heard that before. It might be new to someone because, like I said, we've always heard what I'm bad at, I need to double time and try to hurry up and be good at. No, whatever it is you're good at, get a little bit better. And whatever it is you're bad at, get a little bit better. That's the secret. See, you might not ever be a Steve Schultz, or you might not ever be a Les Brown, or you may not ever be any of those top people, John C. Maxwell or Tony Robbins or Jim Rohn. You may not ever be that, but you can be the best version of you by getting a little bit better at each of those. So you can go from bad to good, and what you're good at, you can go from good to great. Now, how many of y'all believe that? By show of hands, because I know not everybody believes that. I know it. So can I give you an example of why it works? I'm gonna give you an example, and I'm gonna use a basketball example, okay? Everybody's heard of the Chicago Bulls. Everybody knows that when Jordan was there, they won like 6 in a row, right? Well, 3 and then 3, right? Y'all familiar with that? So I'm gonna just tell you that story of what went down. And Steve, I don't know how big you are in the basketball, Steve, but that's right, you go to the game, so I know you know about basketball. Okay, but if you remember back when the Chicago Bulls dominated, okay, they had Jordan, and they had different folks, Paxson and Armstrong, different, parts of the puzzle. But here's the thing. Sorry, guys. But here's the thing. When they made those runs and went back to back to back, people didn't realize it, but there was adjustments that were made, right? There were just adjustments that were made on the team. There were little pieces of the puzzles that happened. But the piece of the puzzle that I want to share with you is Dennis Rodman. Okay? Now, here's the thing. First of all, is Dennis Rodman going to fit in? He's a little crazy with the green, red hair and all that stuff, right? But what was Dennis Rodman really good at? Because Michael knew they needed a what? Rebounder and defense, right? Rebounder. And he's like, I can handle him. Get him on the team. We need him, right? We'll deal with him, okay? And they won championships. I remember in one particular year, they won the championship. One of the big reasons because Dennis Rodman was so good at getting rebounds, okay? Dennis Rodman wasn't a shooter, right? Y'all remember, he was not a shooter at all. But I remember the next year, after they won the championship, Dennis Rodman would go to the gym and start taking 3-pointers. He started practicing 3-pointers. Now, let me ask you all a question. In Dennis Rodman's wildest dreams, if he practiced 15 hours a day with jump shots, would he ever be able to shoot as good as Michael Jordan? Yes or no? No. Dennis Rodman would never be able to shoot as good as Michael Jordan. If he practiced all day long, he couldn't get that good. Here's my point about if you're bad, get a little bit better. But what Dennis did that summer was he practiced the 3-pointer. Nobody would ever expect Dennis Rodman to shoot a 3-pointer. And Steve, I don't know if you remember the game, but I still see the game in my brain. I remember that game where Dennis Rodman hit back-to-back 3-pointers in Chicago. He was wide open. Everybody knew he wasn't going to take that shot because he hadn't taken it for 2 years. Right? And because of those shots, it helped them win the game. What he was bad at, he did what? He got a little bit better. And as a result, they won another championship. So just keep that in mind. Once again, I'm teaching you super simple techniques where you don't stress your way to the top. Now, there will be some stress on the way to the top. Don't trust me, right, Carrie? There's some stress, okay? But let's get there first, right? Have fun with this thing. All right. So whatever you're good at, get a little bit better. And whatever you're bad at, get a little bit better. Everybody good with that? If you have any questions on that, write it down, because now I'm getting ready to dive in to the third part of the trilogy that can truly take you where you and your family deserve to be. All right? Here we go. Somebody said I watched him when he was with the Spurs. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this was the big one. And what's the thing they say, Steve, in network marketing from stage? You need to take copious notes. Okay, copious notes, right? It was just last year when I realized what copious meant. I had to Google it. Okay, but copious notes, okay? Here we go. Do you all want to know what it takes to become an Eric Worre? What it takes to become a Steve Schultz? What it takes to become a John Harimza? What it takes to become a Steve Carter? What it takes to become you throw the name that you ever want to throw there, okay? Do you really want to know what it takes to get a team to that size? And I'm still working on it myself, you know. Steve's probably the only one on here that's there, okay? I'm still working on it myself. I'm a work in progress. I don't know everything. But I'm going to share with you something that a gentleman that's made multiple millions of dollars in network marketing. He actually had his own network marketing company. And I don't know if it went over everybody's head in that company, but I'm a student of this industry, of this profession. And I heard that training one time and I made it my own. And the funny thing is, this was about 15 years ago, 13 years ago, 12-ish, 13 years ago. And I never heard any other leader do that training. And I'm like, am I the only one that was there that heard that? Nobody's ever done this training, Steve. And so I'm going to share with you what I'm not going to say the guy's name, but I know Steve knows him. Carrie may know him. But he did this training at a major event. And it was the company where I earned the black BMW. So if y'all know the company that did all the black BMWs, yeah, me and my team got them, right? And he was the gentleman that did this training. This training will be life-changing to those of you to take advantage of it. And here we go. I have named this the 8 categories of influencers. If you want to explode your team, it's great to get the average John, Joe, and Mary on your team. It's great to mentor them. It's great to help them. No, seriously, because that's really what 90% of your team is going to be, is the average John, Joe, and Mary. So you've got to help them. You heard Steve say it. We all the leaders have said it. It's about a lot of people doing what? A little bit. It's not about a lot of people doing a lot. It's about a lot of people doing a little bit. And because of that, everybody's important, because everybody shares in that team victory, right? Everybody shares in that. So I'm going to share with you the 8 categories of influencers. Now, before I share this with you, my last company that I hit diamond in, I did this training probably 7 times, not only with my team, but even for the whole company. They even added it to part of their training with the company, because people need to know the secret. And really, this is the secret. And at the end of this, Steve's going to nod. He's going to like, yeah, Mark, you just told the secret. Okay. So, okay. So you want influencers. So when you make your list, and I know some people like the 100 name list, the 200 name list, some people don't. But look, I'm old school like Steve and them. Right, look, just make the list up. Just humor us. Humor us and make a list of 100 people. All right? But everybody tells you to make that list, Nicole. Everybody tells you to make that list, Rebecca. But the thing is, they don't go in detail telling you what to do with it. This is how I was taught in my beginning of my career in network marketing. Mark, make a list of at least 100 people. If you over 30 years old, you know 1,000 people. I'm just asking for 100, right? And you make that list and let me know which ones are your red apples. Let me know which ones are the ones that your movers and shakers, right? Give me your best people on that 100 name list. Now, here's what I learned. Remember, KISS coach. I'm going to keep this simple because I poke holes in everything. And so if Carrie said to me, get your 100 people and give me your best people, let's talk to your best people first, blah, blah, blah. I'm sitting there thinking, who I think is my best people might not be who you think is my best people. See, best people and give me your red apples and all that stuff. Give me your whatever. That's perception. That's a matter of perception. I don't like perception. I like black or white. I teach in black and white. Either it is or it ain't. I say ain't for Carrie in Texas, but for you English professors, either it is or it's not. Okay. All right. But I want to know exactly. Well, Mark, that's not a red apple because that person, blah, 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 blah. I said, well, look, I saw them as a red apple. So wouldn't y'all like to get the grayness out of it and know exactly what an influencer is? Right. I'm going to teach you exactly what an influencer is. Here are the 8 categories of influencers. So after you make your name of 100 or more people, don't worry about if they're a relative, don't worry about if there's somebody you work with, a church member, just write the names as quickly. You don't need the last name, you don't need the phone number, you just need the name so that you know who they are. That makes it first, that's step number 1. That's how the easy way to do a 100 name list. Don't think about it. Write the name and go to the next name. After you get those 100 names written or more, you're going to identify each one if they're an influencer. Here's the first influencer, pastors. Now, when I say pastors, it can be clergymen, it can be ministers, it can be deacons, it can, you know what I'm saying, but leaders of the church, but pastors. Now, everybody knows a pastor or two, right? Okay, right? But understand, a pastor, that's number 1, is, and by the way, these aren't number 1 in the order of importance. I'm just giving you the 8, so it don't have to be in this order, okay? But why is a pastor a leader? I would ask for some feedback. I don't know if we're able to do that on this Zoom. Okay, Carrie, go ahead. Why would
I'm
you?
married to a pastor. They know a lot of people. They marry people, they bury people, and they're talking all the time.
There you go. That's why a pastor is an influencer. Now, let's say you're doing a weight loss product and your pastor, like a lot of them, are overweight. Okay. All right. And they need to lose weight. Let's say you're doing a weight loss tablet. I'm just giving an example. I know we're super patch, but I want to give a general example. And you introduced your product to the pastor and he loses 10 pounds in 2 weeks. And then he loses another 2 pounds. What do you think? First of all, the congregation is going to see the pastor melting away. Number 2, somewhere down the line, the pastor's going to tell everybody about how he's getting his sexy back, right? How he got more energy, right? Why you getting out 30 minutes later because he got more energy, okay? And somewhere down the line, he's going to like, look, at the end of service, I need all y'all to go back to the fellowship hall because Crystal Green turned me on to this weight loss coffee. And I've been getting my sexy back. I know y'all been seeing me up here. He's bragging on the pulpit, right? And he's like, I need everybody back there for 15 minutes because Crystal's going to tell you about this weight loss coffee. Now, what are they going to do? They're going to go to the fellowship hall. When he goes to his pastoral convention where there's 500 other pastors, do you think he's not going to tell them about it? Out of 500 pastors, 400 of them is fat. And he's going to let them know about that weight loss coffee. It will explode. Pastors, influencers. Number 2, teachers. Teachers are influencers. No, teachers. Now, notice I didn't say, because a lot of people, when they think about red apples and top people, they think about just the money that they earn. But Steve will tell you, you don't make no money teaching. Okay. Right? So why is a teacher an influencer? Why is a teacher influencer? Can somebody else come off a mute and just share with me the reason why you think a teacher is an influencer? Are they able to come off mute, Carrie? I don't know.
I can say it, but if someone else would like to.
Okay, go ahead.
They have classrooms of people. They have parents. They have conferences just like the pastors. I was a teacher too. I mean, people listen to what you say. You're a leader.
Perfect. People listen to teachers, right? Parents go in there listening to the teacher. How can I help my child? This and that. They have massive influence. And when they go into, well, back in the 70s, it was called the smoke room, but now it's just the break room, right? back in the 70s, 80s, they all puffing on something, right? Trying to get calmed down. But anyway, now it's just the break room. But yeah, I was a substitute teacher also, and I would in the company that I got the black BMW, I would actually go to talk to teachers because they were major influencers. They're looking for that extra side hustle. And they would say, hey, after class, after we get all the kids out of here, come to the conference room. I'm gonna have all the other teachers in there and share with us what you have. And it exploded, guys. So teachers, we get advice from teachers for our kids. They are influencers. So number one, pastors. Number two, teachers. Number three, this is a big one, coaches. Coaches are influencers. Now, think about one of the most successful network marketing companies of all times. I was a regional vice president in that company back then, A.L. Williams, which is now Primerica. But you all heard of A.L. Williams, Art Williams, right? Everybody's heard, maybe not everybody, but most of y'all, right? Guys, what was he? He was a football coach making $10,000 a year, and he put that little ragtag insurance army together and outsold Prudential, right? But he was a coach. And guess who 90% of the people were that he recruited? Other coaches. Now, why are coaches influencers? For almost the same reason that teachers are influencers, but there's another aspect to coaches. They're competitive. Look, I know Steve plays racquetball. I've never touched a racquetball. I don't even know what the paddle looks like. If there is a paddle, I don't know what the ball looks like. But I promise you, if I went to Minnesota and Steve invited me to his racquetball game, all I want to know is what are the rules? And Steve, I'm about to whoop your butt. And I've never played before. Why? Because I'm competitive. That's what coaches do. We talk trash and we don't even know what we're doing, but we're going to try to beat you. And the same thing is in network marketing. They might not say it, but if you recruit a coach, connect them to the right people because they're going to try to beat everybody. And don't you want that to happen, right? I say all the time, get you somebody that's a leader that grows that leg so fast. So what if they blow by you and pass you? That's a leg you don't have to worry about. I always said that. I'm still waiting for the day somebody blow past me. I'm still waiting for that day, right? Matter of fact, I got Carrie's name on the whiteboard because I want to blow past Carrie, which means I got to blow past Crystal, which means I got to blow past Juliana. And guess what? None of them would care if I do or not because they like, go, Mark, go, right? But that's the way leaders think. So get you some influencers, get you some pastors, get you some teachers, get you some coaches. Let me ask you a question. I won't say how old I am, but I told y'all I started network marketing in 1978. Some of y'all, pushing retirement age and so forth. Some of y'all are not, right? But here's the thing. Even if you're my age and you're at Target or you're at Dick's Sporting Goods or you're out shopping and you run into your high school coach, you run into your elementary or middle school coach, 90% of the time when you see them, at least the guys, right, Steve, when we see somebody that was our high school or middle school, we don't say, what's up, Mr. Johnson? Mr. Smith, is that you? No, we don't say that, right? What do we say? Is that you, Coach Smith? Is that you, Coach? Once a coach, always our coach. That's the magic of that. Number 4, healthcare professionals. Healthcare professionals. Now, this list that I'm giving you of the 8 categories of influencers, this is specific to health and wellness because the gentleman that trained on this, he was in a health and wellness company. And this is what he encouraged all of his leaders to do is identify and teach to your teams what a influencer is in the health and wellness space. That's why this is relative, okay? So healthcare professionals is influencer number 4. Now, healthcare professional could be a doctor, because some people say, well, Mark, you left out doctors. No, I didn't, because they're included in healthcare professionals. Nurses, healthcare professionals. Physical therapists, healthcare professionals. X-ray techs, healthcare professionals. Even nursing assistants. Yeah, they're on the lower end of the pay grade, but they're still healthcare professionals because worst case scenario, they don't get paid enough for what they do, and they know a whole lot of other excuse me, other CNAs, nursing assistants, they're looking to make a side hustle. And a lot of them are overweight. A lot of them are unhealthy. A lot of them don't sleep at night. They got 2 or 3 jobs taking care of patients. That's killing them, right? They're looking for something like Super Patch, right? They're looking for something that they can do, like create a comma check their first month on the side, right? And for those of y'all don't know comma check, that's checks with a comma in it, okay? All right? Okay. All right. For those of you that have never heard that expression, all right? So healthcare professionals, that's category number 4. That is an influencer. Number 5, fitness professionals. What is a fitness professional? Personal trainer. Oh my God. I can tell you a couple of stories about personal trainers that was introduced by someone in network marketing to a health and wellness, either supplement or something, maybe like a super patch or whatever. And they never even thought about network marketing, didn't know what it was. But when they tried whatever product it was and it worked on them, what did they do? They told their clients. Now, just like we listen to our coaches, just like congregation members listen to their pastors, just like we parents listen to the teachers, right? Those clients listen to that personal trainer. And if that personal trainer says, Roxanne, you need to wear the victory patch. You're doing great workouts, Roxanne. We're going to amp that up a little bit. And I've got the perfect thing, just one little tweak that's going to take you from doing 2 reps to 3 reps. It's called a victory patch. Don't worry, no chemicals, no drugs, no side effects, and it works. Just slap it on your arm and watch what happens. When she sees the results, what is Roxanne going to do? No brainer. Not only is she going to get the victory patch, she's going to tell all her friends about it, right? So fitness professionals, that is huge. Number 6, 6-figure earners in any profession. 6-figure and up money earners in any profession. Now, why do I say that? Because you can get into our opportunity with a launch kit for as little as $299, including the $50 membership. You can also get in as much as $1,100 with, the top kit, right? But if you got someone that's interested, you got someone that likes what you have, and they're making 6 figures a year or more, they can afford a $999 kit. They can afford any of the kits, right, Crystal? But the main thing that you're looking at is this. If they're making over $100,000, $200,000 a year in their profession, in any profession, including professional athletes and whatever, it doesn't matter as long as they're making them $100,000 a year. What does their circle look like? It's other people that make 100,000, 200,000 a year, 500,000 a year. People don't hang around with 20,000 a year people. Don't hang around with 50,000. That's why I'm blessed to be in Steve's circle. He let me in, He's like, Mark, hey, okay, you can come on in. Don't tell nobody, right? But seriously, they don't hang around with broke people, right? And so because they're a 6-figure money earner in any profession, which includes professional athletes making millions. I've had people say, well, Mark, you left out the professional athletes, No, I didn't. Trust me, this works. It's 6-figure money earners and higher in any profession. Okay, y'all got that? All right, great. Number 7. Now, this is pretty cool. He said, full-time network marketers. Now, look, I am not done yet because I know there's some people who call themselves full-time. They make about $100 a month in network marketing. I'm not talking about them, okay? All right. Full-time network marketers that earn at least $3,000 a month. Not full-time network marketers. Full-time network marketers that earn at least $3,000 a month. Now, $3,000 a month is only $36,000 a year, but you can still kind of survive. You can still kind of function in the United States on that. Barely, but you can. Okay? Trust me, there's probably people on here right now that, man, that's like their dream to get the $3,000 a month. So it's nothing to sneeze at, okay? But full-time network marketers to make at least 3,000 a month. Now, the question is, why did he say that? Why is that an influencer? Because first of all, if a network marketer that considers themselves full-time is making $3,000 a month, two things are happening. One is they have a following. They have a team. Because 99% of the time, if you are making 3,000 plus a month, you got a team. You're not doing it off of customer acquisition. Okay. All right. And number two is they have that mindset of an entrepreneur, right? They have that mindset and they want to take that 3,000 eventually to 30,000. And they've got a small following maybe. So that is an influencer because you may have the opportunity, even if they're happy, or at least they say they're happy where they are, but they're at 3,000 a month for the last 3 years they've been in that company, and you offer them an opportunity to make over 3,000, 4,000 in their first 30 days and looking up from that point with the super patch opportunity, guess what? You got an influencer and they're going to tell everybody. All right. So that's number 7. Full-time network marketers that earn 3,000 or more a month. We come to the number 8 category and final category of influencer. And that is, I'm sorry, y'all, I had my stopwatch on to watch my time and I forgot to cut the stopwatch on. Okay. Anyway, I forgot to cut it on. I was like ready to go and forgot to cut my stop. I don't know where I am. Oh, I can look at the computer. Okay. I'm good. All right, great. So category number 8, military leaders, both active and retired. I see Nicole shaking her head. Yes, in affirmation. Military leaders, both active and retired. Now, from experience, I've seen teams that blew up off of active military. No, I live not far from Fort Bragg, right? Or I think they changed it now. It's Fort Liberty now, whatever. But anyway, in Fayetteville, North Carolina, right? One of the military bases. And I've been in companies where I saw those guys, man. They were at meetings on Saturday, regional meetings and something. They doing that, all that stuff they be doing. And they're celebrating each other's success and getting BMWs and all this, making money. And I was like, man, I got to find me one of them, because it just brought so much energy and so much life to the team and to the event, right? And then you got veterans. And veterans are super perfect for what we do, right? Because they all have problems. No, I mean, right? Sandra, I see Sandra shaking her head. Yes, I mean, between pain and post-traumatic and anxiety and overweight, especially if they're wheelchair bound and things like that, they all are looking for something, right? And so we got an answer. But trust me, if you get either one, someone that's active or someone that's a veteran that's getting results from our super patch, the word's going to get out real fast. Next thing you know, you're going to be invited to the next military base. Oh, have you been down to Fort Jackson? Oh, have you been down to Fort so-and-so? You've been over there to Texas, to Fort so-and-so, right? It's game over. It's absolutely game over. And so everybody, those are the 8 categories of influencers. And I hope you got tremendous value out of that. But now you say, well, Mark, what do I do with this? Let me tell you real quickly. You remember those 100 names you wrote down? See, this is why you don't have to write phone number, last name, all that stuff. Don't worry about that. Keep it simple. I told my team, write the 100 names down and don't think about who they are. I don't care if they're 18 or 118. Just write their first name down because you know who they are, right? And then you go back and you take those 8 categories of influencers and you simply go from 1 to 100, no emotion involved. And I'm just going to read names on my Zoom here. And let's pretend all of y'all are really good friends of mine. I grew up with you, went to church. So I'm going to start with Nicole. Is Nicole a pastor? No. Is she a teacher? No. Is she a coach? No, right? I go through that list. And if she's 0 for 8, I don't put anything by her name. I go to the next one. Next person on my Zoom is Linda L. Smith. Okay, is Linda a pastor? Linda said, and go through meticulously all 8 categories and put a check mark. If Steve is a coach, a pastor, and he makes 6 figures, he gets 3 checks by his name, right? And you go through all 100. And then once you go through your complete list, everybody, you take a separate sheet of paper and you move the names of the checks to the influencer paper. Okay? You move it to the influencer paper. Now, it's been my experience that somewhere between 15 to 30%, you leaders can jot this down because you're going to need this data. 15 to 30% of the average person's list is going to be influencers. 15 to 30. So out of 100 names, you're going to have around 30 names that's going to be actual categories of influencers, and the rest are going to be John, Joe, and Mary's. Okay? Then we, as the leader, says, okay, I'm gonna pick somebody else out. Patricia Wisher. Okay, so if I had sponsored Patricia Wisher, I would pick the tongue twister name, right? Okay, Patricia Wisher. All right, I would say, okay, Patricia, you got great job, Patricia. You got 100. Let's say Patricia's a superstar in the making. She got 200 names, and out of those 200 names, she's got 60 names that are influencers. She's going to take those 60 names and put them on a separate sheet of paper of her influencers. And then I would say, Patricia, you and I together are going to attack your influencers. Now, all of these other names, that doesn't mean they're insignificant. They're important, but what you're going to focus on with those other names is customer acquisition. You're going to lead with the product with them. You out of these other 100 and what would that be? 160? No, what 30, 60, 140. Of these 140, you're going to ask them. My favorite peak question with Super Patch is, have you heard of or have you experienced the new Super Patch? That's my question, y'all. Have you heard of or have you experienced the new Super Patch? They're going to say no, because nobody has, right? And then Patricia, you're going to say, it is a patch. You're not going to go into the neuroscience of it. All you're going to say is this. It's a patch that has no drugs, no chemicals, no side effects, and it works. Let me send you 2 videos. Let me send you a 6-minute video. You do that to the 140, but those 60, we're going to give special attention to. And I like to get on the phone with you with all 60 people after they've seen that 6-minute video, because those are your influencers that's going to blow your business out of the water. Patricia says yes, she's coachable. Guess what? I got a lot of work to do just working with that one person, right? That one serious person, she's all in my calendar, right? And we're going to do what I like to call make an example of somebody. I want the team to see that it is possible, if you're coachable, to become a director and promote a director and multiple team leaders in your first month. It's possible to double those numbers in the shortest month of the year. But it's all because of people like Patricia, people like my Thelma Marion, who I think is on here, the director that did it in 31 days. Okay, so it's not rocket scientists. It's not rocket scientists, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that Trilogy training. I could go into a whole, but that's the basic part of it. And I have a little bonus here on the side, but I'll let Carrie let me know if I have time for a 3-minute bonus. But I would like to take questions on any of the 3 trilogies, which is exposure, a little bit better, in the 8 categories of influencers. So I hope you all enjoyed that. I turn it back over to Carrie. And look, I'm honored that you all allowed me to spend the time. And I would like to do this again, maybe the first Tuesday of May. And I want to wait that long because I like for people to see success and progress taking place. They're like, Darren, the last time he talked, he only had 2 directors. Now he's got 52, right?
You
Because
did
like,
fantastic, Mark. Keep going. We're here. Keep going.
so you want to hear the bonus now?
Oh,
Or?
heck yeah, I want to hear the bonus. You don't
Okay.
throw it out there and not tell us. Come on, man.
Okay, here's the bonus training for those of you that love the KISS philosophy. And if you like the way I train on it and you like, you know what, this makes sense. This is what I told my team. I said, look, we all have, those of you that want to step to the next level, to step to the next level, you got to get your leader's attention. You got to get your leader's attention. And this is why you have accountability. And this is why you have, back when I was in another company, we call it the A-team call, right? A-team is accountability call, or your top performers and so forth. You got to have that. And so going along with my keep it super simple philosophy, I told my team, and like Steve said, Mark, anything you say on tomorrow night, Tuesday morning, I'm gonna give you credit one time and then I'm gonna own it myself. So feel free. But this is what I told my team. I says, February, March, April, while we're intend to qualify for Cancun, I said, this is how I personally am going to hold you accountable and myself accountable. And it's so simple, a 6-year-old child could do it. And I call it, you all ready to write this down, please? The YGY2Y. YGY, the number 2, and Y. For the next February, March, and April, we are laser focused, and the people that get my undivided attention as we move forward are going to be doing YGY2Y. Now, some of y'all know what it is, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you. It stands for, you got your 2 yet? You got your 2 yet? This ain't rocket science. Look, all the problems that people have. Oh, I'm having trouble getting into my website. Oh, I'm having trouble understanding the compensation plan. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm going to listen to them for 30 seconds. And I'm going to say, excuse me, Melody 1, you got your 2 yet? Because recruiting answers all questions. Recruiting solves all problems. If you bring in 2 new people, and I don't mean 2 new people your first month, because your first month you should be shooting for 3 people to get on a hat trick. But after that, every calendar month, all I'm asking my team leaders and above, when we do our TL and above leadership, is we're holding each other accountable to bringing in 2 new launch kit associates every month. To stay regional vice president like Steve is, he's got to bring in minimum 2 people, right, Steve, to keep your position. So why not practice now? Because look, you bring in 2 people in February, you got 2 brand new people, Yvonne Wiley, Lathan, right? You got 2 brand new people that you ain't got no time worrying about little minor details when you got to help those 2 people do what? Get their 2 people and do it fast, right? And when this duplicate, now, yeah, you're going to get some stars. You're going to get some people that do like Thelma and bring in 9 people her first month. You're going to do people like, you're going to get that. That's exceptional. But anybody can do 2. There, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but I promise you there's somebody on here, multiple people, that haven't even brought in 2 people in their last 90 days. Now, if that's you, don't raise your hand, okay? But, or maybe your last 60 days. Maybe you didn't bring any, but here's the thing. Starting today, I don't care whose team you're on, you decide right now, when you talk to your leader, whether it's Sandra, or whether it's Carrie or Crystal, or whether it's Aaron, or whether it's whoever, you want to be able to say, I got my 2. I got my 2. And you got 2 brand new people that you can plug into the system, plug into our Zooms, plug into the trainings, and everything else that Miracle Workers has put together, right? And you know they're going to win, because you can't win if you don't plug in. But here's where it gets fun, everybody. Guess what you got to do in March? You got to get 2 more. You got to get 2 more. Darn it, now I got 4 people to worry about? Yep. 4 people. But we're going to help you. So that's what it's all about. That's what the Y, that's what the YGY2Y Y stands for. You got your 2 yet? All right. So I shared that with Steve the other day. It was yesterday, right, Steve? And I said, Steve, that's all I'm asking. And to stay on my team leader and above, on our team leader and above leadership call, to stay on it. Like if anybody doesn't get their 2 this month, guess what? They're not on it next month. I didn't say you need 22 people. We just said 2. If it gets down to the last day of the month, put your dog and your pet hamster in. Do something, but you better be on that call in March. So that's it, Carrie. That's my bonus training. Focus on those two, not just one time, but every single month. You, me, requalify for qualified associate. Thanks, everybody. I'll take questions or any comments or whatever.
Mark, I'm going to say this. And to add to that, too, that you're saying, are you guys waiting till the last of the month? Are you waiting till the 29th this month?
There is
When are
no
we going to
29th.
promote by?
There is no 29th of February. On our team, we cut it off the day before the end of the month. February has 28 days. However, if April has 30 days, no, April has 29 days. There's no last day of the month. You have to have a get it done mentality.
I love it. This is so great. This is so great. I see Selena. Go ahead and unmute, Selena.
Did she unmute?
I sent you a request on mute. There you go.
Hey, this is an awesome training, Mark. Thank you so, so very much. All of this
Thank you.
information. I missed the question that you asked when you moved the customers that are not in that category list over to acquisition customers. What is the question? Have you heard of?
Oh, the question. Oh, yeah, this is
Mhm.
the question that I teach the team, and we actually have it formatted in a text message too.
Okay.
Oh, actually, or do we? No, that's not the one we have in the text message. But anyway, it's a simple question that you can ask anybody, whether it's an influencer or anybody, and that is, once you say hello and how's the family and all that other crap, right? Then, then you say,
Mhm.
have you heard of or experienced the new super patch?
Have
Have
you
you heard
heard
of
of
or
or
experienced or tried, if you want to say tried, the new super patch?
okay.
And then you say nothing else. You wait for a response. And 99.9% of the time, this response is going to be what? No, right?
Right.
You don't go fire hose them with a bunch of information. All you say is, it is a patch that has no drugs, no no drugs, no chemicals, no side effects, and it works. Okay,
Okay.
that's the next thing you say. Then you say the next part of it is, I'm going to send you 2 videos that I want you to watch, just 2 videos. And after you watch these videos, let me know which patch you'd like to try for free. Okay? Always put okay, comma, okay, question mark.
Okay.
Now, why do we add that part to it? I'm going to send you 2 videos that I need you to watch. After you watch the videos, let me know which patch, because
Mhm.
now I'm giving them something for free. So now they say, oh, all I gotta do is watch the video and I get something for free. Yeah. Let me know which patch you like to watch patch you like to try for free. All right. Then you say, okay. The reason why you say okay, Selena, is because you guys have heard me on my Facebook lives. I always talk about you actually going out looking at suspects. They're not prospects till they ask you for what you have, till they give you permission for what you have. Other than that, you're forcing it on them. So that's why you say okay. When they say okay, guess what? Now they've given you permission. Now
Yeah.
you send them the videos, they look at it, and then of course, when they come back, you say, great, you watched the 6-minute video, right? Wait, which patch would you like to try for free? And you always send them the 1-pager of the patches so they'll know what each patch does. I had one guy last night, he texted me back. He says, me and my wife are looking over the patches. He says, can you send me 2? Because my wife wants a different one than I want, right? So it works. They're looking to see what 2 patches they get. Okay. So, yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yes. And then thank you. And then after the 6-minute video, what's the other one? Is it opportunity video or
It's an opportunity video. And Selena, I'll send you, I know Steve has it and Crystal
I,
has the text. I don't know who you're
I
working
might
with.
have it. I have a list of videos. Is it the
Okay,
one
but
like
it's
when
a
they start
text
out with
format.
this?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
text format. Just click it, boom, send it out at one time when you, yeah.
perfect. And can you guys mute me back? Because I can't figure it out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Selena.
I will say this before someone else in the comments had a question. I like that you say, I'm going to send you a video, not can I send you a video? You're sort of, I'm going to send you a video, and then you end it with something that's going to benefit them.
Well, because the okay cleans that up. That
Yep.
okay cleans that up. So that I don't like can I do anything because I like to control everything. So I'm going to then leave it up to them to say, because look, I've had some people after I put okay, they don't reply. And guess what? They don't get it because I haven't been given permission to send it. So I got a lot of folks, okay, they never said anything. So it's just sitting there. And then I'll follow up in a couple of weeks. I say, hey, just wanted to reach back out to you. And I send the same text, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay. You know? All right.
Patricia, you had a question?
Yes, I do. And thank you. Nice to see you all. I have a question. You know, when you're going through your list and you pull out your percentage of influencers, there's always this question through the years, because I've been around network marketing, but as to what the first important question or how to get their attention. Because you know, you talked about customer acquisition. So do you go to your leader and they have a script or something that, you
Well,
know, because I've got some and I don't quite know what to send them or to approach them. I told them I wanted to connect with them. I've given a call, but I still don't think that's strong enough.
well, this with the super patch, that great question, Patricia. Thank you. With the super patch company, y'all, this is the easiest thing I've ever done. This super patch is incredible, right? I'm like, man, I wish I'd, so I say in my presentations, right, Crystal? I say in my presentations, in a 2-minute conversation, if anybody's a baby boomer like me, a generation or two older or a generation or two younger, within less than 3 minutes, they're going to start complaining about what's wrong with them. Am I right? Yes or yes, right? They're going to start. It's impossible for them to not tell you that their knees are hurting. Okay? It's impossible for them to tell you that they're going to tell you. And then you're going to simply say, well, once again, back to the script. Well, have you heard about or tried the new super patch? They're going to say no. You're going to say it's a patch that blah, right? No drugs, no chemicals, no side effects, and it works, and it may help what you're talking about, right? So you go into that, and then everybody needs to see that 6-minute video. If you're standing there with them, pull it up on your phone. If you're sending out emails, I'm not sure what you're doing, Patricia, but if you're sending out emails and texts, you got to do the icebreakers first. You know, how's it going? How's the family? Like Steve talks about, how you going? How you always ask. I love the question Steve does on 3-way calls. He always says, well, tell me something. Tell me what's been going on with you, right? But whatever your style is, but then they're going to tell you what's wrong with them. Or if they don't tell you what's wrong with them, you can just start with that question after you break the ice. Have you heard about or experienced the new super patch? I just wanted to ask you, Bob, have you heard about or experienced that new super patch yet? He's going to say, no, what's the super patch? Once again, it's a patch, no drugs, no chemicals, no side effect. It works. I'm going to send you 2 videos. Let me know which patch you'd like to try for free. Okay. All goes right back to the same thing.
Okay. Thank you.
Mark, I'm going to answer a question from the comment.
I
I'm
was
sorry.
going to say, you look like you're disappointed in that answer.
Well, no, I have a extremely 6-figure in that I want to influencers that I want to reach out to. And I did some due diligence and really dug deep yesterday, but now I'm like going, okay. I said, hey, you know, really looking forward. I really want to connect with you. And then I'm going, all right, now what do I do? You know,
Did he ever reply though? You got to wait for
not yet. No, not yet.
Okay, so yeah, y'all don't dive in the pool until they fill it up with water. Okay, don't dive in
Okay.
an empty pool. If you're just opportunity, you're diving in an empty pool. Let them fill it up with water. In other words, let them respond, right?
Okay.
Let them respond. Then you go see where the conversation takes you. But wherever it takes you, you can always go in with, oh, by the way, have you heard about or experienced the new super patch? Then
All
you're
right.
right back. Then you
That's
got your
that's what I needed. Thank you.
Hey, Mark, to add to that analogy, let them fill the pool up, but also let them determine the water temperature. I mean, if they are ice cold and they are not reacting to you, keep digging and keep digging and keep digging until the water becomes warm. I was on a 3-way call with Mark the other day, and it took 10 minutes before we even got to the business part of this because I wanted to know about her family and what was going on in her life. And it finally came around to, oh my gosh, I've been so busy in my life. I've been doing this. And then they said, tell me what you're doing, Steve. It's like, okay, that's what I needed to hear. Now the water's warm.
There you're diving in. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I
Well,
appreciate
and
that.
Steve has done a training about how to talk to people. And so I got that from his YouTube channel, which you should subscribe to. And that's right
Okay.
there in the Miracle Workers. I just posted that. But so many people leave people better than you found them. You make it about them. You ask them questions till no end. Take as long as it takes, you guys. Like, don't be in a hurry to make sure that deal is closed. That's not your job. Your job is to make them feel better than you found them. And when they know, like, and trust you and they feel comfortable, those questions will turn back to you. If those questions aren't coming back, they're not comfortable. They're not going to do business with you. Okay. And that's okay.
Gotcha.
They might later. But
Yeah.
Mark, this is fantastic. That's great. Dee Dee, I see you have a question.
Oh, yes. I was wondering about, how you send out those two videos, right? One of them is the 6-minute video and the other one is an opportunity video. Well, I mean, we may not know that those people are really looking for an opportunity. So, do we always lead with that I'm sending you these two videos?
Yeah, I do, and because it saves, of course you have to follow up, whatever your follow-up time frame is, but I wanted to move fast. I wanted to grow this team fast. And what I learned very quickly was I didn't like that gap between the 6-minute video and then me possibly sending them the presentation. So I put it in one text format because they don't have to watch. Look, if they're not interested in opportunity, they're not going to watch the presentation. Most people don't watch the presentation. I don't care. I want them to watch that 6-minute. And if I can read to you exactly what the text message says, because then I can come back and then I can come back and talk about the patches, because the main thing is I want to get that patch on them. Because guess what? Even if they don't watch the presentation, if that patch works really good for them, I've had people that really wasn't interested and they put the patch on, and 48 hours later they came in with a $9.99 kit because the patch worked. All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
So let me read to you. This is what it says, and some of y'all have it. You can send it if you want to your folks. Please watch the 6-minute video multiple times if needed. If you're intrigued and like what you see, then watch the full Zoom presentation. So if if they're not really turned on by it, they don't have to watch the presentation, but they did watch that 6-minute. Right? They did watch the 6-minute, which was my main goal. And then I follow up with, which patch would you like to try for free? And I send them the one pager so they'll see the names of the patches and what they do. Okay?
Hey,
Okay.
Mark, I want to say something real quick. Everybody listen up. Mark has given us pure gold here. And what I don't want you to do is get hung up on data. Do not become concerned so much about what to send, okay? That part is important. But let's just look back in this Trilogy training. What's the most important thing he said in the business? Let's recap and we're going to get out of here. What's the most important thing he said, you guys? Number one, exposure. Don't worry about what video you're sending if you're not out there. Get out there. People need to know you have a business. Number two, get a little bit better. If you don't know what to say, then by God, you're not talking to enough people. Because if you were, you would be getting better at it and you wouldn't go under the category of, well, I don't know what to say. Well, you know what, Lee? How long have you been here? Let's have more conversations. Have you had 3-way with me? Have you talked to your upline? Have you went through the steps? I'm just saying it, Lee, because I just looked up and saw your name and I know I can talk to you and I know we mesh well. Number three, what are the 8 categories of those influencers? What did we just talk about? Write that list. How many of you, be honest, have made a list of 100 people? I don't see a lot of hands. So don't you think you've got a great place to get started without wondering, what video do I send next? Without wondering, oh, my upline didn't tell me what to say. Oh, I need a script. You know what? There's a flipping script out there. Steve made it. We've trained on it. There are YouTube videos and trainings. And so what I don't want is us getting down a track or a hole of, well, data. What do I do to get that check? No. Okay, there's a fast way and there's a slow way and there's a right way and there's a wrong way. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. And if you don't figure out some way, if you don't just start doing something, Mark, you're gonna be frozen in your tracks. Am I right? 8 categories of influencers. Make your list and then look for leaders of the church, teachers, coaches, healthcare professionals, fitness professionals, six-figure earners in any profession, full-time network marketers that go at least 3K a month, and military leaders. Use that checkbox that he said. Put that in there. Y'all, I get so fired up about this because I get frustrated when you don't just do something and you want the right answer. There's not a right, you know what I mean? Like, just go, just do it. So let's not take this. And then the bonus level, oh my gosh. Did you get your 2 yet? That's what I want to scream. Did you get your 2 yet?
You got your 2 yet? You got your 2 yet?
You got your 2 yet, you know? So let's just get started with what we have. Don't get caught up about what to say. And if you are, you're just not saying it enough. I promise you consistency will pay off here. I promise you the more you get out there and fail, right, Steve? The more you get out and fail, the better you're going to get. Mark, thank you so much for today. Thank you for answering these questions. Thank you for being a part of the best of the best. You have brought so much spice to all of us. I'm like, I want to be on those team leader and above trainings. I'll get my 2. You know, that's what I'm hungry for, is like hearing more from all of you. Okay. So go out there, use what Mark said. I hope you took as many pages of notes as I did. And you know what you taught me, Mark? I got to be a stronger leader. I have got to hold people to a higher level. You know, my people that are my downline that are vice presidents and above, did you get your 4 this month? Like, I'm not just going to hang around on 2. Did you get your 4 people in this month? Sandra's looking at me, you know, and she's like, oh, great, Mark, you just put a fire under her. But we have got to hold each other to a higher level. And I'm so glad y'all were here. Crystal, thank you for putting this on. Thank you for posting. I mean, that's what an influencer is. If you look at Crystal, she's posting all of the time. And that's how she got the attention of Juliana. Juliana got your attention, Mark. And being an influencer, it works. But keep it super simple. Thank you so much, Coach. You did incredible.
Thank you. It was an honor. Appreciate it.
Absolutely amazing. You guys, I have a couple things to remind you of. Number one, we have our Europe exclusive, specific, not exclusive, specific call today. It's our opportunity call. We're recording it. We need as many faces on that call as we can get, front and center, ready, paying attention, smiling, and be ready for some testimonies. We need a few at the end there. That's at 1 p.m. Central. Break it down for yourselves, 1 p.m. Central, so whatever time it is for you. And then tonight, Tuesday opportunity call, 7:30 Central. Once again, Steve Schultz is putting that on. Carrie putting it on. You guys need to be there front and center. Make your list. Mark just gave you everything you needed. Make your list, cross them off, reach out to people and get them on these calls tonight. This was absolutely amazing. And then Thursday, of course, we're going to jump back in and we're going to talk more about amazing patch stories and maybe have a few things up our sleeves for you guys as well. So make sure that you're on there. Mark, this was amazing. You guys, this just go and make it worth it. Make this last hour and 17 minutes worth it. Go out there and take action. So thank you guys so much. Have a great day.
Thanks, Mark. Well done, bro.
Thanks, Mark.